1986, I came here, but the reason we moved to Minnesota, everybody asked me, why did you end up in Minnesota? And I'm like, trust me, it was not the weather. I didn't choose it. And I'm like, I would have stayed in the Caribbean for that matter. But what happened was that my parents eventually wanted to move to the United States because this is the land of opportunity and this is where they wanted us to move to. And they met some people in Dominican that were Christians that helped them and opened the door for us to move here. So they sent the kids one at a time. My brother came in summer of '85, my sister in the fall. I came in January of '86 because I was in college and I was waiting for my semester to end. So imagine, so by the time I'm 19 years old, I already have lived through an earthquake, the exchange student deal when I was 11, that was traumatic, I was too young. The war and a hurricane, and now I'm in America alone. Like, okay, here we go, survival mode again. So, and then I remember when we moved, I was sharing with you guys that my kids go to the University of St. Thomas in St. Paul, and the family that hosted me lived in St. Paul about 2 blocks away. So I used to run around the University of St. Thomas campus, which I know some of you know it, it's a beautiful campus, and I was just longing to go there. You know, my college was interrupted. I had only done a year and a half. And I couldn't because I had a working visa, I didn't have a student visa, but I had to work and I had no time, of course, I had to work. No time to go to college at that time. So, through all of these experiences though, you can see how the hand of God was there to help my family and to get us through those things. And so now I'm going to switch gears a little bit. That was my background as far as natural disasters. Now when they mention tornado warning, I'm like, oh no, how am I going to make through that one? That was my last natural disaster. But anyways, I'm going to switch gears to tell you now a little bit about my college experience, which has been very unique. It's not like yours. You're in a beautiful campus. Well, you got interrupted for 1 year, but it was for very good reasons, you know. So I started my college in Dominican Republic. My degree was in computer science and systems engineering. And I did a year and a half. But during the year and a half, you know, the first year you get all these generals that are boring. And I'm like, I told my dad, well, this is really boring. I want to go to IBM school to learn computers, you know, whatever. And so I was going to IBM school, and then I was going at night to college. And that was that. I left after a year and a half. And then when I came here in '86, I met my husband in '86, this New Year's Eve of '86. And we married in '88. We had the 2 kids right away. And then, so he was going to school full-time and working full-time. I was working full-time for the first 3 years of our marriage. So I had a 2-year-old and a 0, and I was working full-time. And it was really hard because I hardly saw my husband. And when he finally graduated, and the baby was almost 1, I said, here, this is your daughter Nicole, this is my Patrick, this is your dad, you know. So, because he never had an interaction during that whole year, it was really hard. So anyways, we decided, when he got his degree, his 4-year degree, I decided, I said, okay, it's my turn to go back. Let me go back to finish at least my 2-year degree. So I started going 1 class at a time, one of those that never end at night, you know. So finally finished my 2-year degree in liberal arts in 1996. And ever since then, I have been waiting to go back. And I had to make a choice. Okay, I already work full-time and I have a career. Do I want to spend the little quality time that I could have with my kids and my husband, or do I want to pursue my degree right now, which is kind of what I wanted to do, but I had to put it aside. I attempted 5 times, and my husband said, no, you don't have time. You need to be a mom, you know, at night or whatever. So I finally told him like 4 years ago, okay, I will lay it down again, because the desire to go back never went away. And I told my husband, I will wait until our kids are done with high school. So guess what? This is the year. And my son is 18. He's graduating from high school in June. So I am going back to college in September to finish my 4-year degree, finally, after 20 years. So tip, finish your degree now, because it may take you 20 years. And also, another tip, you know, is hang on to your dreams, because they will come true. it takes time. Sometimes, some of you mentioned, we need to be patient. We need to be patient with God because this is something that is a desire of my heart that I knew that God would give me, but it wasn't His timing, not mine. And I've had to wait, which is very, very hard for me when I want everything done, So, and in a way, now both of my kids are going to St. Thomas. So in a way, how they say your dreams can come sometimes through your kids. And so now both of my kids are going to the University of St. Thomas, which is a great campus, and they're living that opportunity and having that privilege that I couldn't have. But God is faithful and He will come through for us. So hang on to your dreams. They do come true someday. We just have to wait. So now I'll switch. It's just like I feel like my life only 50 minutes is just too short time. But if I can give you the tips that I want you to get from these stories, that would be great. So now my career life. I started as a teller in 1986 when I first came. I came in January, but it took me a few months to even know what I wanted. But I knew that I like working with computers, people, and money. I thought, a teller, that would be good. So I started as a teller, and I didn't know that was going to be a long-term career for me in banking. So I spent with this bank 13 years, and in my 22 years of working life, I have had 9 promotions and 2 lateral jobs. So I've had, I think he said 11 jobs or 12 jobs. That's a lot of jobs in 22 years, if you think about it. That's at a pace of like a year and a half or 2 years, where you get a new job again and again. But I'm the kind of person that I get bored when I'm done learning something, I'm done. It's like, okay, what's the next step, what's the next thing? But at the same time, God helped me to know that even though I really truly believe in having degrees in education, God had to prove to me that He didn't need my degree to promote me, that He just needed me to be willing to be promoted and to do other things and trust Him, not my piece of paper, that I have this degree, so now my trust and confidence is in this degree, not in God. Do you see the point? So, anyways, some of the things that I'm going to share now, so I have so many tips to share with you, but I chose 4 things. And some of these tips I wrote a book called Devotion for Working Women, which I wrote this to give it to somebody as a gift. I don't know if we can find a way to do a drawing, but it's Devotion for Working Women, a daily inspiration to live a successful and balanced life. This is a collection of all my thoughts that I just poured my heart, and it was actually my husband's idea, because I told him, I'm like, honey, I have so much to give, so much to share, so many ideas to give to people that are working women, especially, but working people, and ideas on balancing their lives and how to be successful and all of that. And he said, why don't you just write a devotional? And I'm like, that's right, that's exactly what I'm doing. He thought I was kidding. Well, I think he was kidding, actually. And the next day I started writing it, and I wrote 5. I'm like, honey, guess what? I wrote 5 today. He said, are you serious? I'm like, well, you told me to write a devotional. I'm doing it, So it took me a whole year. The devotionals take like 30 seconds to a minute each, and they're all just inspirational concepts and tips to make your day better that day. So some of the things that I want to share are, the first thing is be proud of what you do. It doesn't matter what it is that you do. So, what matters is that you do it with excellence, and that you do a good job, and that you do it from your heart. If your job is to clean bathrooms, make sure your bathrooms are the best and the cleanest in that area. If your job is to be a teller, make sure you balance to the penny, not just 5 cents off. I have to. When you're an accountant and all that, it's to the penny. You got to balance. So just do your job with excellence. It doesn't matter what your job is, because what matters is that you do matter to that company, and you do matter to God. And that is what is important. It doesn't matter what position you hold in the company. So as you go into companies and look for jobs, it doesn't matter if you start at the bottom. It's okay. When you start at the bottom, you can absorb and observe. You just learn what the senior people do, what the leadership does, how they make decisions. Learn everything about that job that you can, because when you do that, people will notice it. People will notice you, and the promotions come by themselves. I also found out that through my experience of all the jobs that I've had as a leader, it has really helped me understand the people that work for me. I've been a teller, a receptionist, a customer service, a secretary, a private banker, an online banking specialist, branch manager, all of those. So then I